Hello and welcome guys, and welcome to this short vlog. And yes, beginning April 2025, the Institute of Cost Accountants of India have released their guidelines on the scholarship schemes. Yes, if you are appearing in December 2025 examination, then this particular video is really relevant to you because it will tell you how to apply for various scholarship schemes that are offered by the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, of course, on fulfillment of certain criteria. Please note that this is a first come first serve basis kind of schemes, so you have to really apply fast to be eligible for such schemes. For the students who are appearing for June 25 term of examination, for them the timeline for applying for the schemes have lapsed, so this scheme is not applicable to the students who are applying for June 25 examination. But for December and onward examination, this scheme is really helpful to all of you. So if you go on to the website of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India and you go on to the students tab and then the notifications, in the notifications you'll find this notification, and this notification reads as: the Council of Institute in its 357th meeting held on 4th of January has revised the existing scholarship scheme for foundation and intermediate students of ICMAI, details of which are annexed herewith. Fees Waiver Scheme for Meritorious Students 2024 for CMA Foundation course. So the applicability of the fee waiver is for CMA Foundation course and for CMA Intermediate course. This is for economically challenged students. Okay. If we further scroll down to this particular document, you will see what are the eligibility criteria for the fee waiver. So for foundation students, the eligibility criteria for fee waiver are: in class 12th, you should have at least 80% aggregate marks. Now, very important, please note the timelines. 16th of August, starting 16th of August till 31st of October is the timeline if you want to appear for June term of examination, which for 25, June 25 has lapsed. Okay, for December term of examination, starting of form filing date is 16th February and last date for form submission is 30th of April, which means end of this month. So if you really wish to apply for this scheme, you have to apply really quickly. Candidates who are eligible to avail benefits under the scheme shall have to make an application in the prescribed form, and I'll tell you where is the prescribed form, and by filling the prescribed fee, which is 500 rupees. Now please note that the maximum allotment per exam term is 500. So 125, 125, 125, 125 each of the regions. So the admission is always on a first come first serve basis. So please hurry up. There are some guidelines which you must read to really understand what is required to be done. Now comes the second scheme, which is for the intermediate students, for economically challenged come meritorious students. Okay, what is the eligibility criteria? Eligibility criteria is: in class 12th you should have scored 80% in aggregate, and in foundation you should have scored 65% in aggregate, or if you are in the direct entry scheme, class 12th 80% aggregate, graduation 75% aggregate. And now your income criteria should be: your income should not be more than 1 lakh per annum, and of course a certificate is required in this regard, and your parents, dependents, guardian, spouse, whether partially or wholly combined income of the all sources should not exceed 2 lakh rupees per annum. Then you will be eligible for this particular scholarship. Again, the timeline is 16th August till 31st August for June term, and 16th February till 30th April for the December term. Applicable fees is required to be paid, and for this the eligibility is, the allotment is even lesser. It's only 300 total 75 for each of the regions. So be very very swift in making this application. Now if you want to know which forms are required to be filled in, then you just come on to back to this particular section of the website and you click on financial aids and scholarships. When you come on financial aids and scholarships, here you will get the document. 2 documents are uploaded, and these 2 documents are related to this particular scheme, where detailed references are given to the form which are to be filed, to the nitty-gritties which are to be taken care of. I'll show you the intermediate document. Okay, intermediate document is this kind of document whereby they'll give you everything. Okay, all the details are given in this particular document. Okay, objectives, overview, detailed guideline, advisory note, maximum number of students, prescribed fee, etc., etc. Application form is also given over here. And please note, this is not an online submission kind of examination, kind of application form. It is to be submitted in hard copy, and demand draft is to be created for the fees and to be submitted to the Institute of Cost Accountants of India. And this has got all the details which are required, the timelines, the required certifications and documents. This is the most important section where certification and documentation, whatever is required, is listed down. So you have to read this particular document very carefully. One very important advisory which is to be noted over here is the student should not be in receipt of benefit from any other source simultaneously or otherwise for pursuing course of the institute. So all these advisories are required to be studied carefully before you fill in the application form. But yes, you really need to be quick in filling the application forms, because the number of seats which are reserved for this this scholarship scheme are quite less. So yes, be very quick, swift in appearing for in filing this application form, so that you get the adequate benefit. And whosoever is requiring it, whosoever is needy, please don't just fill up the examination form, the application form only for filling's sake. Okay, just check and test whether you are actually in need of this kind of a scholarship or not, because if you get a seat in this scholarship scheme, then a chance of another student getting this scholarship is waived off. So be very, very wise in making a decision whether you need to apply for this scheme or not. Okay, on that positive note, and hoping and praying that you are really studying hard for your June 2025 examination. Yes, quite very few days left, almost 2 months left for your June 25 examination. Guys, now is the time to really buck up, pull up your socks, and give it your best shot in June 2025 examination, because now is the time when you should be giving your 100% to June 2025 examination. All the very best and happy studying.